New NASA radar technique finds India's lost Chandrayaan-1 lunar spacecraft. Finding derelict spacecraft and space debris in Earth's orbit can be a technological challenge. Detecting these objects in orbit around Earth's moon is even more difficult. A new technological application of interplanetary radar pioneered by scientists at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory has successfully located spacecraft orbiting the Moon. JPL's orbital calculations indicated that Chandrayaan-1 is still circling some 124 miles (200 kilometers) above the lunar surface, but it was generally considered lost. We have been able to detect NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter (LRO) and the Indian Space Research Organization's Chandrayaan-1 spacecraft in lunar orbit with ground-based radar, said principal investigator for the test project, the radar scientist at JPL. Finding India's Chandrayaan-1 required a bit more detective work because the last contact with the spacecraft was in August of 2009. Add to the mix that the Chandrayaan-1 spacecraft is very small, the cube about 5 feet (1.5 meters) on each side, about half the size of a smart car. The team pointed Goldstone and Green Bank radar at a location about 100 miles (160 kilometers) above the Moon's north pole and waited to see if the lost spacecraft crossed the radar beam. Chandrayaan-1 was predicted to complete one orbit around the Moon every 2 hours and 8 minutes. Radar imagery acquired of the Chandrayaan-1 spacecraft as it flew over the Moon's south pole on July 3, 2016. The imagery was acquired using NASA's 70-meter (230-foot) antenna at the Goldstone Deep Space Communications Complex in California. This is one of 4 detections of Chandrayaan-1 from that day. It turns out that we needed to shift the location of Chandrayaan-1 by about 180 degrees, or half a cycle from the old orbital estimates from 2009, said Ryan Park. But otherwise, Chandrayaan-1's orbit still had the shape and alignment that we expected. Radar echoes from the spacecraft were obtained 7 more times over 3 months and are in perfect agreement with a new orbital predictions. Hunting down LRO and rediscovering Chandrayaan-1 have provided the start for a unique new capability. Working together, the large radar antennas at Goldstone, Arecibo and Green Bank demonstrated that they can detect and track even small spacecraft in lunar orbit. JPL manages and operates NASA's Deep Space Network, including the Goldstone Solar System radar, and hosts the Center for Near-Earth Object Studies for NASA's Near-Earth Object Observations program.